Welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. We're part of the Athletic Podcast Network. With me today is my good friend, Michele Berra. Michele, what's up?
Hey, it's New Year. It's Monday. We're back. It's
First pod of the new year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huge shout out to everybody listening throughout 2020. It was obviously a roller coaster of a year, to say the least. And we appreciate you guys sticking with us through months of no basketball, where we still had podcasts, where we were talking nonsense and doing trivia shows and whatever. We appreciate you guys continuing to listen and follow along. And it's going to be an interesting season with this team with regards to the play on the court, which we'll get to today. I believe they'll continue to make trades, so I think that's always interesting. And then we will get to the NBA draft earlier than we usually do, because it's going to be a huge part of the Thunder rebuild. The 2021 draft is going to be, I believe, a large chunk of the Thunder's rebuild. So it's exciting. It's going to be an exciting year on many levels. And let's just start with their win in Orlando. They played really well.
A bad night.
We had 6 players in double digits, including the highlights from that night. If you're just talking about the rebuild, is Darius Bazley was super good. Yep. He was legitimately great. Outplayed Aaron Gordon on both ends, which should be highly embarrassing to Aaron Gordon. It was an embarrassment. He finished with 19 points, 12. What? Well, what?
What is your current evaluation of Aaron Gordon? What's the value of him on the open market? Say in picks or in cereals, whatever. Cheese, we already know that you don't know anything about them, so we will not use it as a scale.
I would say he's worth a first-round pick.
What kind of protection are we talking about?
He's probably worth like a top 10 protected first-round pick.
Mm-hmm. So you would trade the possibility to draft a guy in early lottery for Aaron Gordon.
Depending on where my team was, yeah. I think he could help some teams that have good players. I think that's his destiny, is to play on a team that already has good players. Like, if you could somehow just throw him onto Portland without having to trade CJ, where he's your third or fourth guy, great.
I don't know. I have... To me, is slightly better Kelly Oubre.
Oh, shoot. That's
maybe
bad.
A tad better. You got a first-round pick for Oubre.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm. Not tons better. I mean,
it won't be a first-round pick.
It won't be. But lottery protected, maybe yes. But to me, he's a... Would you prefer having him or Covington? To me, it's not even a question. Like, I know the upside is still young. Yes. If I'm a team that wants to rebuild, that I am like, he's no use to me. If I'm a team that wants to win, like, no way. Like, Portland will not do Covington for Aaron Gordon to me today.
And that is...
Maybe I'm wrong.
Bad. I think I probably would. I think he gives you a higher ceiling. Covington's good.
It was awesome in the playoffs.
He could do in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did exactly what a championship team wants. Like, defense, maybe not enough on ball, but okay, and like draining threes every single game and playing high level defense. This is what you want. Can Aaron Gordon hit threes at the same rate as Covington? Can he play better defense on average?
Maybe not.
Maybe to not. Me, I mean, if you can develop a guy like that, great. Do I want to lure him out of Orlando just to see if I can do better? No.
I think you're hitting on why he's still in Orlando.
Yeah. Because the value is not like Orlando will not trade him for a top 15 protected first round pick. I would not trade Baze for a top 15 protected first round pick.
Ooh.
Top 15 protected?
Yeah, probably not. No. He's been lottery good.
Yeah, lottery good, which can be still being Mo Bamba in terms of development. He can be great this year, and well, Mo Bamba was not even great for one season. But you can have lottery talent being great one season, Michael Carter-Williams, if you want, and then being a guy that you would probably, like 3-4 years in their development, be willing to trade top 15 protected for something for him, but not today.
Yeah.
Like I would. So he was actually the better player. This is what in terms of value around the league, I think, as stupid as it sounds, because Aaron Gordon is like a real player. Bazley is not, but in terms of value for a team like OKC, there's no. To me, it's not a question.
You say Bazley's not a real player?
No, I mean, it's a player that has a story in this league. Bazley's just started. He's a player that you don't know what you can get night in and night out. With Aaron Gordon, he's a real player.
Yeah,
in that sense. I mean,
sure. Yeah, Baze is showing flashes. He's got consistency is the next step. Like we have guys that have shown a lot. Like Dort has shown some crazy flashes. Even Pokushevsky has shown some really good flashes from a passing standpoint. Teo Maladon was great in Orlando. But the next step is, can you do that every night? Can you do it 4 out of 5 nights? That's what we're talking about with these guys. And we haven't seen that from anybody but Shea. And I know that some people may be down on Shea. I don't think you really should be. But Shea is the only young guy that has shown an ability to do it night in, night out on both ends of the court. So, but Bazley, that was a big step for Bazley, I thought, in Orlando. He was 2 of 4 from 3, 7 of 10 from the field overall. He's hitting all kinds of shots. I mean, to me, that's the big deal with him.
Exactly.
Is that he can hit a variety of shots. And that's what really good players do. If he was just parked in the corner and if he hit 5 threes, let's say, cool. That's cool. Like, that's great. And that's nice to know that that's there. But I wouldn't be as excited as I am today about Bazley, because he hit that mid-range jumper off the dribble, step back. Okay. That's something. I can't or I'm not shooting well, or I can't manufacture something. Let me go. I need to get to my spot, which that kind of seems like one of his spots, just beyond the free throw line. If I can get to that spot, I know I can hit that jumper. And that's a big deal for somebody his age to establish something like that. That's what scorers do. That's like what real scorers do, not just role players, but like a real scorer.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, last year we saw that with Dennis Schroeder. We saw that with Chris Paul. There is a shot they like to get when everything else fails. And you can see that the move that Chris does on big man is his go-to, and will ever revert to that all the time, and you will never be able to guard it because you know that he has all the other options. Now, with Bazley, it's great because you see on certain moments where he missed a shot, there was a moment when he had to take a three, and it was clear to me that he knew from the beginning that shot has no possibility to go in, because it wasn't in his rhythm. That wasn't his shot, but he had to take it anyway. And so it's a learning process, and it's great that he trusts already some of his movement. And I was talking with John on After Dark after the game about the fact that his passing I think right now is not a focus, not just for him, but in general. Like this team has already many guys that can make a pass and create. And I think that Bazley's task is not to be a primary creator. And maybe it will never be, but I think that he has the ability to do more with the ball in his hands. And the line is already pretty full. If you want Shea to be able to penetrate, if you want Dort to be able to penetrate, so it's fine to use Bazley as a spot-up shooter for a lot of time, but he's able to do more with the ball, and he has good handle for his size, something that Poku will learn in due time. And so I think that there is another level to go to, not just in terms of scoring, but being an overall efficient player. I remember the first few games last year where he was just penetrating and dishing. That part was not really in full display, but it's, I think, by design. He's working on other stuff, which is awesome. I mean, it always reminds me, and I always laugh when I read that Domas here was wasted in OKC or something. I mean, he was working on different things. He was asked to do different things. He was not bad. He was just asked to do things that were not inside his comfort zone. And I think it's important. And for Bazley, maybe having the ball more is better. Poku clearly wants the ball, but you have to learn to do other stuff. It's not about your comfort zone. It's about going out of your comfort zone. And I think that this applied to Maledon as well, which was more aggressive than usual. And the results were incredible. I was so impressed by the way in which he played.
Yeah, he was so good. Miguel Davella in the chat, by the way, if you're listening to the podcast, you can follow us on YouTube and watch us live and join in and become part of the show. Miguel wants to know where Baze would go in the 2020 draft if he was somehow inserted into that this past draft. To me, you get to like 7, 8, 9, 10, and that's about the range where I would say that's where I would take him. Because you go Edwards, Weissman. I think I might be doing that for his whole career. LaMelo, Patrick Williams, Okongwu.
Yeah, I think it's safe. It's safe that like even Obi Toppin. I think that even if I would not draft him before, but the consensus would have been Toppin before him. I think you can discuss a guy like Advia. You can discuss
Jalen Smith.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's big. I don't know. I mean, I hated the Cam Johnson pick, and it turned out to be okay. I have to go back. I would probably be drafting someone else at that spot anyway. Yeah. Jalen Smith. I mean, why? Just why? You have right there Tyrese Haliburton. I would choose
Devin Vassell.
Devin Vassell. Yeah. Over. I was thinking compared to Bazley. I don't know. I think that between 9 and 13 is where he should be taken.
I agree
in this draft.
It's early for Killian. It's early for Killian Hayes, but man, he has not looked good.
Yeah. Detroit was playing Jeremy Grant, Blake Griffin, and the center, Mason Plumlee.
Yeah, Plumlee.
It's not easy to play that way, but
still, he's not looked great.
No.
Haliburton fell way too. I mean, everybody knew that on draft night. Everybody was saying it on draft night. Fell way too far, and now we're saying it again. He fell way too far.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, to me, Tyrese is in play at. If any other team but Cleveland is there, you have to take a look at Tyrese. Because I agree that you have Sexton. You believe in Sexton. There is a good chance that Tyrese is not good as Sexton. But even then, I mean, he's a secondary ball handler that can do multiple things with the ball and space the court for you. Why not? I get the Okoro pick. I really get it. I probably would have been torn between the two. But after him, I mean, he's in place.
Yep. I agree. Ollie88 wants to know our thoughts on Hami's game in Orlando. I thought that was probably his best game. It was his best game of the year.
Yeah.
12 points, 8 boards. He made pretty good decisions besides one step back jumper that was mind-blowingly bad. But beyond that, he was good. He was really using his athleticism, which if he's going to be anything in the NBA, it's just that he just has to out-athlete everybody with his quickness, with his jumping ability, with his strength, because he is elite in only those aspects of the NBA. Like that's him. And it's all what's really holding him back is just his ability to make good decisions. Because if he could be a good decision maker, then he's actually got like a high ceiling. I just don't know that he can get there. But if he can have one of these games every once in a while, cool.
Yeah. Not too many though. You were talking before about consistency, and if everyone starts to be consistent, this team is not too good to tank, but not very good for tanking purposes, because it will be not the worst team in the league. But anyway, about Hami, I remember I was watching the game, and I thought when Dort had his third, I think, called on Ross, and Hami was tasked to guard him, and Ross was scorching hot. I said, "Oh boy." Well, I was happy because, now it's Ross time, and OKC will.
I know.
And Hami did pretty well. I would say almost better than Lou, because he was very active on screens. He's a little bit shiftier than Dort, navigating screens. Like Dort is just a tank. And if he goes through screens, he will either crash into the screener or onto the guy that is actually using the screen. So it's harder for him to guard quick players on screens. Hami did a very good job, and I was really pleased, because this is where I think Hami has a lot of room for improvement. And if he becomes a very good defender, which is not today, or at least over the past 2 years, he was not a good defender. Now, if you have that kind of player who can manufacture baskets at the rim and maybe hit a corner three once in a while, plus being a good defender, this is a guy that can crack a 9-man rotation in any team. Yeah. And again, I would be very happy. The decision-making, to me, is not where it should be. So he will never be a top priority for me to develop a guy like that. But if he works hard enough, and I'm sure he's working, because the defense was really good against Ross, which is not a guy that is easy to guard, then maybe OKC has something. And the more young guys you have, the better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. Man, Teo really showed a lot against Orlando.
Yeah.
12 points, 4 assists, 3 boards, 1 steal, only 1 turnover.
Yeah. He demolished Cole Anthony.
Oh, who could have called that one? Who in the world could have called that one? My gosh.
We got a tweet saying that we were tipped about going into Teo Maledon. I promise you, we were just lazy. It was not just... No one told us to... I don't remember. I can check. Someone tweeted, well, admit that you were tipped because you did it really last minute. Yes, because we were extremely lazy. And we had the idea of, well, no one is talking about Maledon. Why should we? And then, you know what happened. We just watched.
What happened was that one of us was watching him, right? And we're like,
I think it was just like you watching some YouTube. You send a YouTube link and said, well, I'm watching a full game. We should really discuss this.
Yeah,
it was just over the last weeks before the draft, and to go. But he was really solid, and that's probably the best descriptor for him. Is that he's steady and he's going to be able to shoot the ball, and he has really good vision in the half court, which is really important for a point guard. He's got some real potential in there, and I kind of hope that when they trade George Hill,
because it's definitely when they do, because he's been so good for the Thunder. I mean, he would start and play 35 minutes for the Nets today.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that good, and he would help them quite a bit. He could help a ton of teams. They're going to trade him. It's just going to happen. But when they do, I know that this is like a kind of small 3-guard lineup, but I would like to see them just start him and play him with Shea and Dort, because that's just a really fun, versatile lineup. And I don't really care if they have a real backup point guard or not. Really, just don't care. If they give Hami the ball enough, who cares? I think it's a fun lineup.
Yeah, and they can also start Hami and then bring Theo as first guy off the bench, and you play with you play him in the Schroeder role where he get to finish games, and he's the first off the bench. Is like the point is playing him a lot with Shea. That is something that I want to see as well. And I was hoping that he could get like a long run against Orlando, and he kind of did. He kind of played, I think, at least 10 minutes with Shea, because Shea was really the focus of the defense.
Yeah,
he got double team, triple team, and there was no one else who could really create except for Maledon. And when Maledon was on the court, I think the flow was much better than he was off. So I really look forward to that. And I agree, Hill will be traded. I think that Sam is basically picking his card. He has a very thick deck of choices with Hill. I think he has such a perfect salary to trade. I think that it's smarter to wait until the guys who were signed using the full MLE can be traded, which I don't know exactly when it is, but I think it's maybe at the end of this month. I have no idea. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I should have asked John, but I don't remember if I did. And if I did, I don't remember the answer. But if you wait, then you may see something interesting, because maybe some team is not happy with his MLE signing, and George Hill makes perfect sense. Again, Brooklyn, I love the fit. We already discussed it. Brooklyn, just give us a pick, even protected, plus Dinwiddie or whoever you want, Taurean Prince. If you give us Prince, then it's a bit more costly for you, but that's it.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing TLC, real minutes. Real minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's your nadir. So it's fine to have during the regular season being like 9th to 10th man, but if you really want to have any success, when you have Ben Simmons guarding you, if you have TLC handling the ball for 1 second and you have Ben Simmons on him, what is the result? With George Hill, maybe you get a shot, and it's worth a first round pick. It's definitely worth it.
I agree. Michele, did you have pizza when you came over to the US?
Yeah. Well, I had pizza multiple times, not just in OKC, I don't think so, but when I was in Purdue, it was every Friday.
Every Friday. What kind of pizza? Where did you get pizza from? Like a local shop or like a chain restaurant?
Well, that depend. I don't remember. It was multiple ones.
Do you have any bad pizza while you were here?
Bad pizza? It's not Italian pizza, but pizza is not bad there. It's just different. It's not the same kind of thing. But
Well, describe the difference. I'm trying to develop like a pizza scale for us here. I was going to give you a few things, and I was going to give you a pizza scale.
Well, the texture is different. The yeast that you use is different. The quantity of yeast you use is very different. The look of the pizza, like the one that you get in Naples, is you have a very, very thick. How can you say that? The border of the how crust. Can you say it? It's not even a crust. It's soft. It's really you can fold the pizza easily. It's very fluffy. So it's different. Then you have the Roman pizza, which is kind of more similar to the one they have in the US. But I would not rank them. It's just different. So I don't have a rank for pizza. I can rank toppings for pizza.
Okay, what's a bad topping for pizza?
Anything with eggs is terrible. Anything with fruit is generally terrible. Anything with just mozzarella is okay. If it's good mozzarella, better. My go-to is something that you don't have there. It's called in Italian salsiccia and friarielli, which is basically a very similar thing to broccoli with sausage, and it's super good. Pepperoni, I like. I like anything with prosciutto. So
Yeah.
So prosciutto and real mozzarella is very good.
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, so is there no bad pizza? Is that what we discovered? Fruit on pizza?
Yeah, fruit is like the pizza. The one with pineapple to me is.
I like it.
I would eat it, but no.
Yeah, I like it, but apparently I just like trash food. Is what I'm discovering and doing these.
I can eat it. I would not pick it. Like it would be my last pick. I eat anything. I even eat Velveeta if you give it to me, but probably on nachos I would. But I even tried to make Nutella pizza once.
Oh, like a dessert pizza.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was delicious.
Yeah, not an experiment that I will try again anytime soon. There are so many other things where you can put Nutella and are much, much better.
Okay, so we'll do pineapple pizza or pepperoni pizza. Which is kind of like a real or fake. Is this real?
Okay.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander only averaging 18.8 points per game. Is that pineapple or pepperoni?
If I say pepperoni, it means that it's going to stay, right? No, it's pineapple to me.
Okay.
He's going to be more efficient and probably he will not be over 25, I think, but not below 20 if I have to bet today.
Yeah. The thing that will help this is he's only shooting 29% from 3 on the season. He is 9 of 31 on the season.
Yeah, but he's 31 over 5 games is where I want him to be. Maybe even a tad higher.
Yeah, 6. I mean, that's 6 attempts per game. It's pretty good. That's good. Let's see. Lugens Dort. 5 3-point attempts per game, 44.4% from 3. Is this pepperoni or is this pineapple?
It's definitely pineapple, but I will win our bet. So
where is this gonna land, Michele? Where's this? Where
34.5?
Yeah, he's
between
different.
33 and 35. If I have to pick a range, definitely over 29.5.
Yeah, I concede. I think I can already concede that. He's different.
Mm-hmm.
His shot is different.
It's better.
He improved a lot. It's just his overall touch, period. Yeah. Getting to the rim. I don't know what he did. I don't know.
I want to take the same thing that he took over the off season.
I don't know how he did it.
Give me
that. I don't think he worked with Lethal Shooter. Have you ever seen anybody work with Lethal Shooter and just become a lethal shooter?
I don't think so.
Like Hami's worked with him, Dre's worked with him. I don't know. But
did he work with Kickers at a certain point?
Yes. He did.
Wow. That picture is still.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, I mean he can't continue to shoot 44% from 3, but he will. He's going to be in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
He's 12 of 27 from 3 so far.
Yeah, the number of attempts I like because it's not that he's taking 5 field goals and 5 threes. He's taking 10, maybe even more than 10 field goal attempts per game, and roughly 50-50 split, which is awesome. Which is just what you need.
Yeah,
from a guy like that. And the drives that he's able to do are are just great. Like, it's not just the reverse layup, which was clearly a beauty, but it's overall like he can just put the ball on the court and dribble, and and he knows when to do it, which is almost as important as being able to, which is what I think I still need to see from Hami. You need to know when it's the time to do a certain thing, and Lou seems to get it.
Yeah, he does. Alexei Pokuševski, poor guy's got a concussion. I hate that for him. Hopefully he'll be back soon. But pepperoni or pineapple on 9% from the field for Alexei Pokuševski.
I would say more pepperoni than pineapple. I think you have like 2 slices of pineapple.
9%? I was throwing you a softball here.
No, I would be surprised if you cross 25%.
Wow.
I would be extremely surprised, which is not a bad thing. I would really hope for him to.
I disagree. I think it's bad. I think it's bad. I would say it's bad.
It depends. It depends. It really depends on when.
Depends on if you like points or not.
Suppose that he is around 15% in March, like terrible, and then he has 1 month and a half where he finally finds his stroke and he is 40%, and he ends up shooting 28, 29%, 25, 26, 27. I think something like that is going to happen. If it's above 30, great. I wouldn't bet anything of value that him being, maybe above 25, yes, but if you set the over-under, the same over-under for that we set for Lou Dort, I would pick the under quite comfortably.
Yeah. The thing with Poku that is, he's such a mixed bag, but he's doing other things on the court, which is great. Like he's grabbed more rebounds than Lou Dort in the first 5 games. He has the second most blocks on the team in the first 5 games. He has the second most steals in the first 5 games. He's contributing in other ways. It's funny. He's got 5 total points, and then like every other stat is higher than his point total. Like he has the same amount of blocks and steals as he does points. He's got 10 turnovers in 5 games as well, which is not great, but it just means he's trying stuff. Like he's out there really trying, and he has done some spectacular things with regards to passing, and he has whipped the ball off the backboard so hard that I have literally never seen anything like that in my entire life. Like I've watched a lot of basketball. I have never, ever seen that happen. It was unbelievable. And he's got a ways to go. He's got a long ways to go.
Yeah.
But he's shown enough where I'm still extremely intrigued by him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Pascal Siakam didn't play a lot in his first season, and he was not good.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely. I don't entirely agree with Jay when he says he needs to go into G League and be super duper. But if he has a chance to play there intensively for 2 weeks, I would not be against. Just go there, play 2 weeks, be back with the grown-ups as soon as you've done your job there. Just go there, free flow, show us everything you have, and play 38, 39 minutes a night. And just do whatever you feel it's great. And let us see.
I'm afraid that it wouldn't be what people would want.
Oh, no. But what people want is not a concern of mine.
That's why I would want him to just stay with the Thunder.
Because you're afraid that...
I'm just not sure it would be a good thing for his development. I would rather him stay with the big team and continue to play against high-level opponents and get. I'd rather him get the high-level opponent reps than go play against a lower level of competition.
I don't know.
Like I'd rather see. I want him to get every look he can get this season against the best players.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about like a stable thing. It's just 2 weeks, 1 week.
Yeah.
I could even see him if they play the Ignite team, just go there and play against Kuminga and Green and see what you got, and tell us what you think about those players. Something like that. I want to see him.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I would be okay playing Poku 20 minutes from tomorrow. I don't possibly care about seeing. I love Mike Muscala as a player. I mean, he's a like 3-point monster. He's really, really good. If you tell me tomorrow Poku plays center, great. Let's do that. I don't really care. I know that you need to have some resemblance of being a team that is trying to do things properly. But I don't know. Maybe Poku is my Porzingis. I want him to be a rim protector, and I want to play him a lot at the center position. Why not? I want to discover things with him. So
he does not want to play center. I'll tell you that.
I can care the least about that.
He's mortified to play against opposing centers.
I'm not saying that you need to play against Gobert 20 minutes, but you can play 20 minutes against Isaiah Hartenstein if you want.
Yeah,
he's playing for another team, but I don't remember who is playing backup center for the Jazz. It's Favors.
Denver, yeah.
I didn't remember who was the backup for the Jazz. Who is?
Oh yeah, Faves. Yeah. I think they need to keep playing him on the wing. I think those are the skills that make him unique.
Yeah,
is his ability to play upright, facing the basket at all times. And if he can do that, and I just think that if they just want to make, and you can see this with the way that they've drafted and the way that they're developing guys, is that they can form maybe the most versatile team in the history of the NBA over the course of the next few drafts. You just look at the guys that are coming up. If they can get if they could get Chet, I mean, that would be unbelievable to pair him with Shea and with Poku and with Bazley and with Dort. Like, they would be unbelievably versatile. Cade Cunningham obviously is a guy that has a ton of versatility with regards to position. Like, there's a world where he plays and defends power forwards, right? And is a point guard on offense. He's like Ben Simmons if Ben Simmons had a better offensive game. He's not as athletic as Ben, and we'll get to that at some point. But they have the chance to just form an outrageously versatile lineup. And I want them to, and I think the Thunder have some regrets about the way that they played and developed Jeff Green. Yeah,
it was a different history.
It was a different time.
Yeah,
we weren't in the era of positionless basketball, but I think that if the Thunder could go back and do something different developmentally, not like trade wise or anything like that, but just like purely with regards to development, I think they would have put the ball in Jeff Green's hands more and developed him to be more of a point forward type of player. Yeah. And I don't think they want to make. I think that they look at Bazley and I think they look at Poku and they're like, we're not going to make that mistake again.
Yeah,
we're going to make sure that these guys are as versatile as possible.
Yeah, but I do think that the best version of this team is the one with two guys like Poku and Bazley in the front court.
That's possible. Or if Chet, Bazley, and Poku.
Well, whatever.
And Shea.
Yeah, or Mobley or Kuminga, whatever. I need guys that can do everything.
Mobley, dude. I would freak out if they got Evan Mobley. I'd absolutely lose it.
I have to go back to films and watch a little bit more. I have seen very little so far.
I would watch every game 4 times of the Thunder if they had him.
Isn't it the same with Suggs and Cunningham though?
Yeah, I mean it is. Yes. And they will probably be better with either one of those guys. But what Evan Mobley does on the court, dude, it would be wild. It would be a wild team where you just wouldn't know. You just genuinely couldn't say what position anybody plays.
Yeah.
It would be outstanding. It would be amazing. And I don't know how good they would be, which would be great because I don't think they would be very good. I think that they would just be crazy interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe you have a chance to get another guy in 2022.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why you want to be bad, guys. Like, this is why you want to give yourself a chance to get one of these guys. There are special players at the top of the draft. I don't know if there's, people say 7. I don't know if there's 7, but maybe there's 5. Maybe there's 4.
It's tricky to get one of those.
That's where you want to be. And I know it was fun to beat the Magic. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the game.
Yeah, me too.
But they just have to be bad to get there. They just have to.
And bad doesn't mean having all the games like the one against the Pelicans. That was interesting for 25, 28 minutes, and then it was rubbish. But you can be competitive and lose. If you are too competitive, then probably you are not going to lose as many games as you want. But you can at least be competitive with some of your lineups. Like when you play Kenrich and other guys, you are probably being like demolished by any team that is good. But it's fine if your starter unit competes and you make runs, and in the end you lose by 10. Great, this is the perfect outcome.
Mm-hmm. Last question before we go: would you trade for Marvin Bagley?
Depends. My answer cannot be no. I wouldn't say no. It would be stupid to say no. But if I have to think about the value that Sacramento wants, then probably is a no.
Yeah. Okay.
Why? I mean, why say no? I don't think he's smart. He is underdeveloped.
Mm-hmm.
Probably has a complicated matter with his family, between his family and the team, which is something that you don't want.
Right.
So it's a kind of a red flag. But he's a guy that was number 2 pick, and we all know that Trey was better, that Doncic was better, and he was probably number 5 on our boards. Yeah. But still, number 5 on our boards is damn good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't say no to a former top 5 pick just because you don't like his father, because it's like calling your coach yogurt instead of yogurt. That
right.
that is white bad. We should not say that it's not bad, but it depends on the price. And the price to me today is too steep because it's a first round pick and there's no way. There's just no way. If you say, well, you trade us George Hill and Miami's 2021 and we give you Bagley, maybe it's still a bit too much. Maybe I would try to make them think we'll get the Warriors pick.
Yeah, you could trick them into thinking they're getting our first round pick.
No, it's not even tricky. It's like we're giving you a player that we think it's worth of a protected first round pick. We'll give you a little bit more than that.
What about Horford and it's Barnes and Bagley, and you give them?
No, if it's Barnes, I don't give you anything. You can just be my guest. If you want to give them, Bagley can be the asset, but no. And I'm inclined to say I'm still missing something here on your side. Mm-hmm. This is not enough. Like, I don't like Barnes as a contract because it's...
Yeah, he's not good.
He's not good to be traded, but it's not the guy that I want as part of my development team.
I agree. I would not want him on the Thunder because he takes minutes from Bazley, Poku, guys like that, where you just I don't want a guy like that soaking up minutes. I would have to be able to find a spot to flip him quickly, and I just don't think you can. I think he's like Horford. He's worse than Horford, but yeah, it's like Horford, but a worse contract, where I don't know they can move Horford this year. And I definitely think they could not move Barnes this year.
I think that for contracts like that, where you see little upside, you need to get an unprotected first if you want to take them on your books.
Would you just do Horford for Bagley and Barnes straight up? Would you do it straight up?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I would do Horford for Barnes and an unprotected first. Yes.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, but this is the price. I mean, what's the incentive that the Thunder have to do anything less?
Yeah.
They'll just keep Horford. He's fine. He is worth 5 wins, maybe? Yeah. That's like lowering your odds, yes. But Barnes doesn't do anything for me. And if Horford keeps shooting 5-6 threes per game, I will get at least 2 second rounders. Yeah. Which is better than Barnes and Bagley on your books.
Yep, it's true. The Thunder are in Miami tonight against the Heat. They tip at 6 o'clock Central Time. Should be. I mean, it's an interesting game, without a doubt.
Maybe Presley and Riley will discuss about removing the protection and getting one of Horford and Hill as a prize to do that, so that they can trade for Harden.
That would be great. That would make a lot of sense. So I think, they should lose to Miami in Miami. Hopefully they do. We'll see. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast. Be sure to follow Michele on Twitter at Mikey Berra. You can follow me at Andrew K. Schlecht. Hope you guys are doing well and that you have a great Monday. And we will talk to you guys again on Wednesday.